middle part.
So yeah.
I know. Further down, that one, yeah. Thank you. Hello friends, this is an old video of mine catching a smallmouth on a pork belly, but I'm adding the new sketches to it to make it quite recent. So the rod I'm using in that episode is the Bass Pro Shop travel rod. I do have some reviews on that on my channel. This have been my favorite for hiking. Is really a tiny rod, and as you can see again, my tiny shoes, basically 2 little foot in length, fits in any backpack. Highly recommend getting it for 25 bucks. They still make it really good. What's great about this rod is that when you get in through the thick vegetation, you can actually just extend it to as much as you need. And then having like a really short rod sometimes helps you to like flicker your baits. And the reels, I would suggest it's something like this Laguna, I think, Legalis, you know, in the 2000 1000 size. Like this is also like a $30 reel, and I think it's the one I'm using in that episode. The other one I would recommend is entry-level Cast Kings. They're really good. You can update them for the glomeros handle, makes it even more fancier. These days I'm going more into the 4-piece rods. I feel like they're a bit more sensitive. This dive presser is becoming more and more my favorite, but unfortunately it has its drawbacks where I already like broke it couple times. I do see, so I had to fix the tip. I do see that people are highly interested in this rod, and I would recommend it, but it's just know that they are not as sturdy as these even cheaper ones. So if you're going camping with like a kids and you're not really into like sensitivity and performance, like I would actually recommend getting these. So if you break them, you're not gonna cry. But this is like, you know, $200, $300 setups that are a bit more pricey, and it brings you pain if you break it. I hope this helps, and let's go back to the episode. Hey, let's get back to the episode. Thank you for staying in and listening to my ramble. I thought it's important just to tell you which route I use because they allow me to just put that in the backpack and just go hiking with the family and dogs and be able to fish for an hour or two in these mountains, lakes, and they are loaded with fish. I don't think I'll be able to use a bacon and catch so many fish like I did in this episode in like a public spaces that are accessible via the car. So I was just making some fun a couple years ago, and this video originally was shot on Ukrainian because I felt like my Ukrainian fellow fishermen would enjoy this episode because many nations do eat pork, and pork is a staple in many cuisines. Asian, like Koreans, deep fried pork belly, pancetta for the Latin America, you know, and salo, as we say in Ukrainian, is the pork belly delicacy in where I'm from. So that's why I decided to use it as a bait. And my rig is very simple. I'm just using a treble hook because there's less vegetation in this mountain lake. Unlike my previously posted largemouth episode where it was all overgrown, this one is more of a colder lake, so not that much vegetation, and I thought I'll just have a better hookup ratio. But what's ended up happening is that these smallmouth would just hit the end of my lure and would just like steal my bait all the time. So that treble hook, I don't know if it actually makes sense. Maybe double that up so I can, have a better hookup ratio. And the moment I just cast it, you see the fish just immediately hits that. This lake is loaded with these beautiful smallies, and love to catch them so much. They look like a sea bass to me. This is almost like an ocean fish. Like, I don't know if you agree with me on that or not, but this looks more like an ocean sea bass than like a largemouth. I don't know why. They're just so gorgeous and beautiful, and unfortunately for them, I also like to eat them. I find them like the best tasting fish. So I keep one here and there, just for the sake of connecting with the mother nature like that. But I definitely do not keep many fish, and I always mindful about mother nature and not to exterminate the fish population in these remote places. So stay tuned. I hope you enjoyed this episode. Look at that beautiful piece of pork belly. I want to put that on some pumpernickel bread, a little mustard, and eat it myself. But this time we're gonna keep it for the smallest. And again, if you hear any Ukrainian in this episode, that's because the way it was shot, but maybe it will just be another kick to the episode, and all of my other videos would be narrated in English. I hope you enjoyed this episode. Stay tuned, put some like in, and subscribe to the channel. My name is Serge, and I'm fishing Americans' best fishing places.
I'm calling. Yeah, maybe I'm selfish. I want you to myself, I can't help it. All mine. Yeah, maybe I'm selfish. You're my ladies, and I can't. Maybe I'm selfish. I want you to myself, I can't help it. Be with no one but me. Yeah, baby. To my thick chicks down in Texas, all the way to New Orleans, where the girls cook catfish. And in LA, every chick's an actress. Hollywood status with the shaded glasses. To Detroit, yeah, the place that I rest, where the ladies got asses and love live sex. And Hot Atlanta, y'all, is one of the best, where they speak southern slang and smoke la cess. And New York women are way too fresh. Too much on your mind, let me ease that stress. I wish you all were mine, it's so selfish. Maybe I'm feeling myself too much, I guess. But to my ladies all across the globe, in small towns that I don't even know, to all local international codes. Whether you see me in streets or catch me at shows, I'm calling. Yeah, maybe I'm selfish. I want you to myself, I can't help it. All mine. Yeah, maybe I'm selfish. You're my ladies, and I can't. Maybe I'm selfish. I want you to myself, I can't help it. Be with no one but me. Yeah, baby.
And don't be trying to come around my girl acting like Mr. Friendly. It's still the spotlight like Mr. Bentley. I spotted her like Spud McKenzie. And for them fake boobies, I paid them Benjis. Get your own. I got Paris, he got Nikki, he tried to get him a clone. He said, yeah, you know you got extra hoes, and everything you do is extra pole. From the polo fleece to the Jesus piece. I got family in high places like Jesus, niece. Can I please say my piece? If y'all fresh to death, then I'm deceased. And this one here is a heat rock, spit like a beatbox, the way the beat rocks, new version of Pete Rock. But for that Benz I get CL love, so I switch my girls around like 3L Dub. I'm calling.
Yeah, maybe I'm selfish. I want you to myself, I can't help it. All mine. Yeah, maybe I'm selfish. You're my ladies, and I can't. Maybe I'm selfish. I want you to myself, I can't help it. Be with no one but me. Yeah, baby.
Oh wow, you've been watching this till 9th minute. Thank you very much for staying in. Here is the most important tip for the whole video. Stay as my thank you for staying in. So I was using the pork belly, and I was like, yeah, this place is loaded with bass, and I'll just gonna be catching them. And I actually used a yellow frog, and then I used a heavy like inline spinner. An inline spinner is like my favorite lure to use in these mountains, lakes, and streams. And you know what? I think the cadence of frog and inline spinner were not matched to what this bass been eating. And as you see that salamander in the water, and that's what I think the pork belly was resembling them for them. And when I was editing this video, I actually realize that this pork belly indeed looks like those salamanders, and it's not because this is loaded. I was actually able to match the cadence of how that prey that they prey on are moving, and I think they've been eating those salamanders. And that only hit me like few years later when I was editing this episode. This was amazing, like, to think about it. In my future video, I'll be bringing this topic more and more often, that matching the hatch is very important, the profile and everything, but also the cadence. I'm fishing in Baltimore Harbor right now, and the place is loaded with the bait fish, and there is a striped bass eating them, but it's so hard to catch that bass because there's so much bait fish. And only when you're able to reproduce the cadence of a prey, like using a very light feather fly to represent like wounded bait fish, or like a shrimp in the middle column of the water, or like stick baits that resemble like wounded fish. And I'm not able to catch that bass that frequently. Only when I'm actually able to have the bass to believe that the prey is easy, and to trigger their instinct. So as fishermen, we have to understand that fish and us, meaning fish that lives in the water and us that live in this oxygen environment, we are different. Like, fish has these reflexes that we have to produce in them, and sometimes fishing is easy and sometimes it's tough. So when it's tough, I believe we have to keep changing things until we crack the code of that particular day. That's why fishing is amazing. It's never the same, and we can learn something every time, and I hope you're learning something from this video as well. Pay attention how many hits I get. Like, they constantly hitting it, but my problem was like be able to hook them, because they like going for the end of that pork belly, and although I have two large hooks, they're not going for those. Only those that were inhaling the whole thing I was able to catch. So I don't know how to fix this, to be honest with you. Maybe someone in the comment could put that in. How would you attempt not having them stealing the bait from the rig I'm using? And again, I'm just using either like a single offset hook, or in this case like a double hook, just to increase my chances. But it's not about like how many hooks I have. It's just they hit. I think they were hitting and pulling at the end of my pork belly, and just sliding my bait off the hook. So if you have any suggestions, because I've yet to crack that Da Vinci Code of this lake. I did have understood that they eating the salamanders. That's why they eating this pork belly. That color is actually amazingly matched, like a little bit of white, a little bit of red. But I don't know which rig to use to prevent them from not missing it, not being hooked. So put that in the comment. Maybe you have a suggestion.